time I've done it, but it was. Hello everyone, I am in Babylon, and I have some updates regarding the van, but I'm gonna let some people come in first. I started it a little earlier than the schedule is, just because, you know, I can. That's how I do life. I just stumble through it the best I can. But I do have some updates and some possibilities and maybe a light at the end of the tunnel. We will see how that goes. What's up, Cole? How you doing? There was also Lynn was in here a second ago, a new person to the channel. So right now I'm looking for my fun stuff. I can't say it at the beginning of the live stream. Oh, here it is. Oh, also, yeah, I've been playing a little bit of Xbox because that's one thing I did miss. Being on the road, I don't often get to experience video games very often. So I've actually had that chance to be doing some first-person shooters. So that's kind of been fun. I suck at it, but I'm really bad. But that's okay. It's still fun. How's everyone doing? I saw Cole was in here. Hey, what's up, Dave? How you doing, man? And Lynn is here, or was here. I don't know if Lynn's still here, but Lynn, welcome. Welcome to the channel. You said you were new to the channel, I think. How you doing, Dave? Where are you at these days? Mr. Nomad Man, you're actually still on the road. Wow, the Imaginator. What's up, dude? They said, wow, I had to do some work on this PC and started doing things different, like a little window popped up and said you were live. Hey, that's cool. I'm glad that you got a heads up about that. Good, sweating to death in Florida. Bradenton? At the Freedom Factory. I don't know where that's at, man. I'm not sure where that's at in Florida. I've been to Florida a bunch of times, but I actively avoid it now if I can. Cole says I've recently become addicted to investing in sealed Pokemon product, hoping to be able to enjoy the hobby and make a little money eventually as well. Dude, yeah, some of those collectibles are just worth ridiculous amounts of money. Dude, I hope it pans out for you for sure. Any kind of hustle you can get up. Dave says, I spent a week in the Keys fishing and then a week in the Everglades. Bro, did I ever tell you the story about my experience when I started traveling and I went to the Keys? I got arrested for sleeping in my vehicle in Key West. Apparently, I didn't know this, but sleeping in your vehicle in Key West is an arrestable offense. So they arrested me, didn't charge me with anything, but they did impound my vehicle, and they let me out of jail the next morning with no charges, and I had to go get my vehicle out of impound. So yeah, I hope you got a camp spot when you were there. Hey, thanks, Lynn. They said they're listening, and it's a great channel. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the channel. I'm glad that you enjoy it. What's your favorite video I've done? Just south of Florida, Monroe County. Dope, dude. My daughter was raised in that area. What's up, Jeannie? How you doing? The way around that is you have to have a fishing license. If you have a fishing license, you don't get arrested. That's cool. Hey, what's up, Jack? How you doing, man? Good to see you. So, as a lot of you are probably wondering, how is the van? Well, now that some people have come in 4 minutes into the live stream, I will update you guys. I just got a quote from the mechanic, and it's on the higher end of the price range. This mechanic in particular is going to be charging a little more than what I was hoping. So I'm still going to be shopping around. But it's not the price that bugs me, because I know I can get it done cheaper. It's the time. And I don't think that any mechanic will be getting it done much faster. So they gave me a quote of $7,500. That includes labor and that includes the motor. Probably will end up being more because I'm not an idiot. They always end up nickel and diming you to death. And that's to do a long block swap. They don't do short block swaps at that spot, which is kind of what I would need if I was going to do a swap, and they don't do rebuilds. So obviously going to shop around. I've already got some other phone calls in But the time that they said it would take is 3 months. And that's probably the quickest time. I mean, if they're quoting me 3 months, it'd probably be pushing it to 4, maybe longer. So that's just not going to work for me. I'm gonna obviously have to shop around. I have been able to find the motor for much cheaper, like $2,000 for a short block, because the top of the motor's fine. But as it turns out, they suspect that when the engine was done last time, they didn't stagger the rings. That's what the mechanic and a few other people have suspected. If they didn't stagger the rings, it would have burned up oil as fast as it did and done exactly what happened. So yeah, that might actually. Let's catch up on comments. Jack says that's a good price. That sucks. That's a shitty price. I've been working my ass off so I can have some video games on the road. Hey George, you can do a PC. That's what a lot of folks do. But on the road for me, I've used a Steam Deck. The Steam Deck is pretty awesome. It also runs on Linux, so you'd be able to like anything Linux can do, that thing can do. It runs on Linux. Arch, whatever. Anyways, Steam Deck's been great for me on the road. It's a little handheld video game system. Dave says, that sounds like we don't want to work on it, price and time. I might have another option. There might be a solution that involves me getting a different vehicle. That's kind of in the works. We'll see what happens with that, but I might be, instead of repairing the van, getting an RV. So we'll see if that pans out. I haven't gotten the go ahead or the up on that yet. Still trying to talk to the guy that has it, but he might be willing to let me make payments on it. Might have to come up with a down payment. I don't know. We'll see. I've got some money already for a down payment, and I might have some more coming in soon. So too bad you couldn't help them to fix your van and pay half price. Usually when you help a mechanic with your vehicle, they charge you more. I know that is weird, but it's true because you're just kind of in the way. You're being taught as you're helping. Oftentimes they just want to do it without you. The owner of the vehicle standing over their shoulder fucking, you know what I'm saying? Sounds like a flat rate price. I think it is for that vehicle. I think that the price of the motor is not a flat rate, but the price of the labor is. So they're giving me that $7,500. It's just a quote. It's not actually in writing or anything like that. It's just a quote. And it would obviously end up being more, just like any other trade that you're paying for. If you're paying painters, they quote you this much, but there ends up being this much work, so they just nickel and dime you at the end. Dave says, I had some truck issues too, but it seems okay now. Blew a radiator and had an elusive misfire. Oh, misfires suck. Hey, what's up? How you doing? So for those who don't know, right there in the chat, Breaking Cycles, that is my friend Kendall. She's a very good friend of mine. She, in fact, is the only reason that I even have Zag right now. Because at one point, if you guys Googled my name ever, you'd see that Zag was actually stolen from me. Years ago, while I was in college, Zag was taken from me, and I was at the hot springs, and someone stole her in the middle of the night. And it was because of Breaking Cycles, right there, Kindle, that I got Zag back, because she just went nuts on social media and made Zag's story viral. Veteran's dog stolen at Cougar Hot Springs, and it was in the paper here in Bend. It was in the paper in Eugene. Eventually, I got Zag back. Personally, I was basically devastated. I had figured I was never going to see my dog again, and had, accepted that fact that I would never see Zag again. But Kendall did not accept that fact, and because of her and her partner Brady, I got my dog back. Also, do you guys remember when I broke down? You guys remember that video, right? Like recently, my van broke down. If you're just new to my channel, you'll know that I threw a bearing in my van. It's dead in the water. I have a video about it, and during that video, when I called and I was like, at least I'm close to home, I got people I can call. Like Kendall's who I called. And where I'm staying right now, that's also who I called. Those are the two people I called. And it was Kendall and her partner. So Kendall was out of town, but her partner Brady drove 2 hours to meet me where I was at, where my van broke down. 2 hours up by Crater Lake, and called AAA on the way and met AAA there. And AAA is who towed my vehicle, all because of my friend Kendall there. And also, Kendall has just started her YouTube channel. So if you guys want to do me a favor and throw her some support, I will also, for those of you who are catching this live stream later and you can't see the live chat for whatever reason, I will make a community post with her channel in it. But it may mean a lot to both of us if you went and hit subscribe. She's got a brand new channel, you know, and she does a lot of cooking stuff and, you know, home, I don't know. You describe your channel, Kendall. You do it. You're better at it. Dude in Grapes of Wrath fixed a knocking rod on the side of the highway. Well, he probably had all the tools and knowledge and parts and everything he needed. I don't know how to do any of that. Those are the peeps you keep close there. They're 100%. Of course, you're welcome for the shout out. Tell people what you're going to be doing on your channel. And you just did like a cooking thing recently on your channel, didn't you? Man, is my screen's like, my camera's a little dirty. I'm gonna have to wipe that off. You can see the light coming through here. That's how you know my camera's dirty, is because you got light streaks. Yeah, gardening, cooking. She feeds all the birds in the neighborhood. I sometimes go to AutoZone and ask if anyone knows a backyard mechanic looking for Christmas money. That could be an option. I'm really hoping to not be here during Christmas, you guys. In fact, if you guys caught my video when I was camping out in the woods or fishing, any of the stuff that I was spending all my time in the forest, it's under 3 feet of snow right now. Like all that area. And that's 20 minutes away. It's 20 minutes up the road is covered in snow. The mountains are all covered in snow. Winter is coming. And I'm trying to not be here in winter if I can help it. That's my goal. That's my plan. If I don't have to be here during winter, the better. But hey, I got 20 folks in here and I got 4 likes. So if you don't mind smashing that like button, you guys, that'd be really neat. What's up, Aaron? What's up, Chris? Your lenses, dude, I was just talking about my lens being dirty. You just came in here and like called me out after I called myself out. I know it's dirty. I was just saying that. Don't judge me. Here, let's see what I can do about it. And it's worse. Q-tip with alcohol. Got it like new again. Well, I used my t-shirt. Now I'm beautiful. By the way, if you're wondering why Chris Monk there is calling me Bud, he's Canadian. So that's just how they type. It's way better now. See, all I needed was a t-shirt. Also, Chris has been to Slabs. Chris Monk right there, he and his brother rode a bicycle. Oh, fuck yeah there, bud. We're going to rip it good there, buddy. Yeah. They rode bicycles from the eastern coast of Canada all the way diagonally across America and into Mexico, down to Puerto Vallarta, back up. And that's when I met them, is when they were in Slab City. We're all Canadian after Letterkenny. I've only ever seen the episodes that you showed me of that show, Kendall. Like, you sat me down and you're like, watch this show, it's great! And that's the only time I've ever watched it. But I do watch, the fucking Trailer Park Boys, obviously. Bottle Kids, that's where that came from. I'm so glad we stumbled across Slab City on our way to LA. Yeah, I'm glad you guys did too, man. You guys, both of you and your brother, have been friends of mine for a very long time. You know, and like we all met up at the same spot, you know. The Great White North, eh? You spelled A wrong. Now they're all going to make fun of you for being Canadian, like I do. George said, my truck was like $6,600 unquote to get a remain installed. That's pretty expensive too. Yeah, that's kind of like, I thought it would be a little less than that. Are you getting quotes on just buying a remanufactured motor? I think that they're getting me either remanufactured one or a crate motor. I'm not 100%. 8, nailed it. I broke the glass of my camera phone. What a bummer. That is a bummer. Honestly, my screen's a little green up on my other one. Replace the screen is $350. So I just used the insurance. It was cheaper. Replaced the phone, and now I've got little tiny micro cracks on my screen already. So yeah, does she have a link to her channel? I can make her. I can make her a moderator so she can post. You can't post links unless you're a moderator. So let me go ahead and do that. Now she ought to be able to post links. It doesn't work when you're in live chat to just click on your name. It's not quite that simple. I wish it was, but the live chat for me doesn't work like that either. Yeah, same. My 1x lens looks like it has astigmatism because there's a crack right across the lens. That sucks. So you're seeing like doubles and shit. Or you're seeing like the streaks, the lines, the light streaks. Let me get an ashtray real quick. So, let me tell you a story about me telling a story. Let me catch up on this comment real quick. Have you considered doing a line of credit or a pre-approved third-party loan that works with a shop? I don't think I would ever be able to get approved for credit, my friend. That's something that other people have the luxury of enjoying. I don't. Yeah, every pinpoint light source has a 45-degree angle streak. Sucks given my job since I like to take photos of the concerts I build. Don't you still have a pretty badass camera though? You probably don't want to travel with that. You'd probably just rather use your phone. In any case, I was yesterday telling somebody my story. I was telling somebody about why I started traveling, what I was doing beforehand and when I hit the road. And it basically went something like this. Oh shit, Chris, that sucks. Your camera got stolen from you out of your truck during a gig, dude. That's lame. I'm so sorry. That was a nice camera. I was telling somebody my story. Hey, before I started traveling, I worked for the state of Oregon. And it's true, I worked for the state of Oregon. That's one of my Google hits if you ever Google my name. I worked for the state of Oregon as a veteran representative, working on the employment side. So I would help employers with recruitment plans for veterans. And anyways, while I worked there for years, and I had a retirement account. It's called PERS. It's a public employment retirement system. When I left Babylon, I was like, hey, I'm going to leave that money in there in case, because I only planned on traveling for a couple of years. I'm going to be gone for a couple of years. I'm going to leave that in there in case I ever want to get an apartment or a down payment on a house or something. And anyways, I never touched it. It's still in there. And it just dawned on me yesterday while I was telling somebody the story. Yeah, I left my money in there and just, holy shit. So it's not very much. It's not very much money. After taxes and everything, it's probably about $2,500. But it's there. It'll take me, I've got the paperwork. I've got to print off the new paperwork. I had paperwork right here to get it out. And I just dug it out of my van. I was like, I've got the paperwork for it. But I just looked it up. This is old. Government paperwork has a year on it. And every year or two, they come up with new forms that this is the old one. So this is basically useless. I got to go somewhere and print out the new forms. And then I can get my retirement money out of my account. So that's going to be some money towards whatever the fuck I do, whether it's repairing the van or replacing it with some other vehicle, which is kind of what I'm leaning towards right now, just to get the fuck back on the road and get out of here before winter. I have an option of getting something that I might be able to make payments to a friend on. We'll see what happens. Kind of waiting to hear back from him, but 23 people in here, 12 likes. Don't forget to smash that like button. It's so easy. You might have to close the live chat to do it. Hit the like button and then open it back up. Let me go ahead and catch up on some comments. Aaron says we might get a house like a rat. Hey, what's up, Ed? Good to see you. Welcome to the live stream, dude. Everyone's here. Nomadic Adventures. Hey, you guys know what today is? Yeah, 13. Friday the 13th. It's Friday the 13th. Are you gonna watch scary movies today? I'm not. I don't really like scary movies. Honestly, like, I don't do gore. I don't do horror. It's not like I want to go sit in front of the TV and be like, I don't like that stress to be stressed out while I watch TV. I want it to be entertaining. I don't want it to be like, oh my god, gross. Like, I don't do gore at all. Hard pass. Hey, about a whole ass ex ambulance for $1,000. Getting a different vehicle might be a good route to take. Yep, that might be what I do, man. I'm trying to figure out the best scenario for this. If I fix the van and I start it now, I'll be here for the winter. I'm not leaving for the winter, and that I couldn't think of a worse winter to and it was cold last night, you guys. I pulled out my 0-degree sleeping bag last night. It was close to freezing. 33, 34 degrees at night. Right now it's warm and nice outside, but at nighttime the temperature drops quite a bit. Hey, what's up, Amanda, Matt, popping in. Good to see you guys. Those are some of my oldest friends, you guys. Right after high school is when I met them out in North Carolina. Back when I was a different kind of bum. I was a beach bum back then. In fact, back then is kind of what inspired me to do this today. Is I just wanted to do that, but make it bigger, expand my world, make my world bigger, and that's why I started traveling. Is because, you know, I was very heavily influenced from my times at the beach in North Carolina when I was like a teenager, young adult. No transmission shops have financing. I really want to go to Slabs. My trans is slipping. Dang, yeah, you want to get that fixed before you go cross country trip or 100 to, you know, I don't know how far you're driving. Happy Friday the 13th. Keystone says best of luck. Sorry if I'm missing comments, you guys, but Aaron, Amanda, and Matt saying hi. I don't know why that happened. It just reconnected. Most definitely a special Friday the 13th. Why is it special? Why is it a special one? Oh, there you go, Chris. Yeah, that's a good way to have a link right there. So many people celebrating. If I'm ever in a high dinner, hell yeah, I like food. Hey, what's up, kitty? Zig 2024. Yeah, Zig up for the trying to get back on the road in 2024. It's special because I'm here. It's special. It's special. Zig 2024. You guys, like, if there's ever anything I didn't want, I would fuck this country up. I promise you that. That is one thing I would do very well. First of all, what I would do, everybody who has, every day I would do this. Every single morning, the first thing I would do every morning, if you got arrested overnight for a victimless crime, like drugs, like if you got caught with anything, I don't give a shit. You don't need prison, you don't need jail, you don't need to be a criminal. You're getting a presidential pardon. Every morning I wake up, that your governments, your local governments are gonna have to figure out other ways to fix that problem because people getting put in jail is not the solution. So they're getting presidential pardons every morning. That would be the first way I start fucking up the country. Second thing I would do is I would bring I would close every foreign base. All of our troops would come back home, except for the areas that we have treaties with, because we can't just violate those. We'd have to stay in like places like Japan and Korea. But the rest of them, you're all coming home. You're gonna be, you know, your soldiers are gonna be home, protecting our borders, protecting our land, not protecting foreign interests or anything like that. Sorry. They're going to be a strong military. They're just not going to be, like, that's not going to be our major export anymore. Zig for president. Anything except fentanyl. I understand your concerns with fentanyl, but again, those people are not criminals. They're sick. If we're going to arrest people for doing fentanyl, we should arrest people for eating McDonald's because it's also unhealthy. And that's really what we're talking about. Like, it's a health problem, not a criminal condition. Now, if one of these people breaks into your house, steals from you, hurts you in order to get their drugs, they're criminals. They've created a victim. They're not getting a pardon. But if all they did was have possession of, personal amount, who gives a shit? It's definitely not the government's business. There's my take on the war on drugs. It's garbage. That's probably a lot of the reason why we have the addiction problems we have. Is not because we have a drug problem. It's because we don't treat it the right way. We treat it like a criminal condition. Business is a business ran by corporations now, hard to do, as need Congress approval as they're all heavily invested. Yeah, I won't, as a president, the president doesn't have much power, but I can put them in a standstill by giving them a presidential pardon. Everybody they charge for victimless crime, presidential pardon. Everybody that's federally locked up for fucking drugs, unless they were like, cartel leaders or something violent or whatever. But if you sold some pot, you're getting the fuck out of prison the day I become president. Like, do you solemnly swear? Yes, I do. They get a pardon. That's my first order of business. What's up, Critter? I don't talk politics very much, but I will talk war on drugs all day long. I would be the worst president in history. Not because, just because I do everything like, oh my god, I didn't expect that. I'm not going to be like getting impeached. But I'll lock blue and red into a room until they become purple. I don't give a shit how long it takes. You can sit in there. Dude, 20 likes, 21 folks in here. You guys are the real winners. And by the way, all the money that you guys have donated so far has been staying in those accounts. I'm saving it up as much as I can. So if anyone wants to add to my fund, the Get Zig Back on the Road fund, oh, that coffee burp is gross. Delicious. If you want to get Zig Back on the Road fund, dude, all my links are right there in the pinned comment. If you don't have PayPal, Venmo, Cashapp, there is a tip jar there that you can donate that way. That goes directly into my PayPal. So far, I haven't had to climb into any of the, PayPal, Venmo, Cashapp donations to survive. I'm still living off my, meager disability, and I've got some of even that saved up. So I'm doing all right. I'm trying to be thrifty, trying to not, spend crazy money. And if anyone wants to mention the weed that I'm smoking, dude, go look up the prices of weed in Oregon. Weed in Oregon's super cheap. It's fucking dirt cheap. This pack of 10 joints with 2 different strains was $20. This is over, let's see. This is a quarter for $20. Pre-rolls. Consistent, they're yummy. They're delicious. What's up, Darren? How you doing? Welcome to the chat. And everyone's here. Jeannie's here. It's a party, you guys. I love that you guys all know each other too, and then I see you guys in other people's live streams sometimes chatting with each other. I totally dig it. It's a pretty neat little YouTube community that's been created kind of around the slabs and the people in. I got a few packs when I was there. Yeah, Jeannie, you were just in Oregon. You know how cheap it is here. I think Building Code Authority needs to be expelled, moderated, but under the liability of licensed contractors to encourage building. Yep. It's hard for me to disagree with that. I really just want the government out of the way of us being able to pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. Because that's what we're supposed to be able to do. But then the government comes in and is like, no, not like that. No, not like that. No, not like that. You can't, no, you have to spend money. Imagine if you had a business, whatever it is that your hustle is, right? I'm a painter. If I wanted to start a business painting, you know what I got to do? Aside from paying for the vehicle that I'd have to transport in, all the equipment that you require for painting business, brushes and paint sprayer and hoses, extension cords, masking, everything that you don't think of, all the little stuff. Once you've got all that, you've still got to go get permission from the government to have a business. You have to go pay them for the privilege of having a business, right? Like, what else, what other organizations can you think of where you have to pay them in order to not get your business destroyed? Well, the mafia does that, right? Like, the mafia is like, oh, it'd be a terrible waste if something happened here. If you give us, X amount, 10% of your business income, then nothing will happen. You'll be under our protection. That's what the government does. It's the same thing. They're like, hey, pay us, or we're going to send the IRS after you. And you know what? They'll put you in prison. You're not, that's how they got Capone, man. It was the IRS. Anyways, rant over. Lynn says, you're so humble. Oh, thank you, Lynn. That's a cool last name, by the way. Coffee. Just not spelled the same. Oh, there's a fly. We can't get pre-rolls by the pack. We can only get individual pre-rolls. There's a lot of pre-rolls here, too, that are individual, but they started doing these packs. The puff pack, this is one. There's a whole bunch of different packs. But it comes in sealed little baggies, and it comes with a sticker. Got a whole bunch of these now. But, yeah. One strain here and one strain there. $20. That ain't shit. It's pretty cheap for cannabis. Boobies. I don't like bees, but I do like boob bees. I started my YouTube after I met you about a year ago. I have 1,000 subscribers now, not much depression. Thanks, Dick. Darren, that is amazing. Dude, I'm so glad that you've pursued that. I've seen some of your videos. I'm stoked that you're killing it out there, man. I think that you'll probably, if you just keep on it and being consistent, you'll be more successful than me. You've overcome more than I have. And all of us here, we've overcome stuff. Life's not easy on anyone, really. I don't care what your situation is. Like, sometimes it's just hard. But man, what you've had to go through is so humbling. Like, for those of you who don't know, Darren's a quadriplegic, and he's got very limited use of his limbs. Sorry if I'm throwing this out there, but it's also on your YouTube. But he gets out there, man, and he does metal detecting. He does gaming stuff. He's playing video games. Like, it's pretty impressive that he... I imagine that it would be very difficult to end up as a quadriplegic and figure out how to make your life still give you a reason to smile, right? And sometimes just sharing your story it helps a lot. So I'm really glad that you're pursuing that still. I'm glad you made it to 1,000 subscribers. Hopefully your watch time is doing all right too. And if it's not, you need to get your watch time up in order to obviously get monetized. So let me give you a shout out right here. If anyone wants to go, just throw Darren's channel on, and let it just play through all his videos. Let's get him monetized too. It's my real name, Coffee, just not spelled the same. I'm way behind on comments. Sorry, guys. But on the other hand, we get 1 ounce for $80 for shake. Like, that seems cheap, but at the same time, I can get $100 ounces, that aren't shake. But sometimes dispensaries, I've seen $300 ounces. It's ridiculous. Hey, Jeannie, they subbed to you. Or you subbed to Breakin'. That's my friend Kindle. I'm glad that you did that. Appreciate you. I used to just watch YouTube till I met Zig. And you guys, anyone out there, I'm trying to encourage all my friends to start channels too. My friends here that I'm staying with, they're buying camera equipment and they want to get a computer editing. I encourage you to do it. And don't do it to make money, because that's not a good place to start. Do it because it's a hobby. It's just a hobby. It's just something that you enjoy doing. If you're doing it to make money, you're going to end up, it's not going to be as much fun. Eventually, you're going to make money from it because it's a hobby. Just like a lot of hobbies, people make money from it. If you can get into the video editing, if you can learn how to do it better and how to just basically keep people interested in your content. That's why sometimes I don't post, you guys, is because I don't have interesting things to tell you about or show you or anything. But I've been lately being told that maybe if I started posting every day, that whatever, like, it would get me out there, and I'm cautious about it becoming a job. So But some of you might be interested in doing that. But I encourage you, whatever it is, do your YouTube channel. Do it. Just do it. Spend 1 day a week on it. Who cares? And make it fun. And if don't do it for views, don't do it for anything, but because it's a good time and you enjoy doing it. And everything will fall into place after that. Honestly, thinking about starting a channel too. I don't know if I'd even call it though. Well, figure out what it's about before you figure out a title. And what they say is to niche down to scale up. So you could like have a channel. Mine's Nomadic Zig, but if I was to start another channel, I might call it Nomadic Zig Cooking, Nomadic Zig Gaming, Nomadic Zig whatever. Each one would have its own unique purpose about my lifestyle. I would have several channels if I was to do that, if I was going to expand. And so do something like that where you can also add to it and make it make sense. But make your channel about one niche, whatever it is. Make that your channel. Cooking or hiking or traveling. Mine is kind of spread out. I'm not even taking my own advice. Sometimes I'm traveling or fishing or it's slabs or whatever. It's kind of, I've been trying to stick to van life, but maybe it'll be RV life soon. I don't know. We'll see. But in the meantime, that's my encouragement to you, is just do it because it's fun, and do it not to make money, but because it's a hobby. It's something to do with your time. It lets you be creative. Ed says, hey Z, I'd love to help you out, but all my money is tied up until I get to Slabs. It's fine. It's fine. You guys, I'm poor too. I know a lot of folks out there are on, fixed incomes or limited incomes, and they're just doing the best they can, just like I am. I hope no one feels bad because they can't help. There is many of you out there that are helping. There's some of you that are amazing. And a lot of you have just thrown me $5, dude. Those donations help, even the $5 ones, because it's all adding up. And it's just sitting in those donation accounts right now. I'm not touching them. I'm just trying to get as much as I can to get this going. I bet you I have about 700 right now saved up from donations. Plus some other money that's been dedicated, that's going to be coming in also. Sub to break into. Aaron, you're awesome. See, I love this. I'm obviously open to get donations, but at the same time, you guys, you're helping your community out. What's good for the group is good for everyone. So yeah, go hit sub on all those people, Break It and Darren. Go hit up their channels and see what they're doing with their lives, you guys. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it, Cole. Yeah, and that's true. You can change them later. It's not like set in stone. You can change it as you go. That's the going rate in Iowa for bottom shelf. Yeah, that's bad. What's up, Vlad? How you doing? Darren, mine is everything. If you follow, you never know. But you could, Darren, have a channel that's, quad gaming or quad, just name it quad and then add everything to it. Quad metal detecting, quad cooking, quad hiking in my wheelchair or whatever, dude. That would be dope. Slinging puppies to get by. What's up, Chopper? Chopper. Puff, pass. Yeah, I forgot to puff. I ain't got no one to pass it to right now. The place I'm staying at, they're also really good friends of mine. If they ever start a YouTube channel, I'm gonna be pitching them like I'm pitching all of you guys. But they are gone today. They went to a football game for their son, so they'll be back. And I figured, hell, I got the house to myself for a little bit. I might as well live stream. Say hi to you guys. By the way, I did go recently, yesterday as a matter of fact, to Blockbuster and did some filming there. And I've got probably about 20% of the editing done already, and I have a lot more to do. But be looking forward to that Blockbuster video. That'll be interesting. It'll be fun. Might be a little bit nostalgic. I'll tell you what, when I went into Blockbuster, I walked in and and it smelled like the 90s. It smelled like 1997 specifically, 96, 97 maybe, but that's what it smelled like in there. And it was pretty interesting. Like, it was a neat little spot. If you ever get the chance and you're in Oregon, you gotta come to Central Oregon. You gotta check out Blockbuster. That's what we're famous for. Oh, Jeannie, you didn't know that. We have the very last Blockbuster on Earth, actually, right here in Bend. It's the last one. There's no more. This is it. The last one. If you want to go see it before it dies, too. But I don't think it'll die. This one, I think, is going to survive. I mean, there'll be, after the apocalypse, there'll be cockroaches and a Blockbuster sitting out here in Oregon. So, the last one on Earth, make sure you check it out if you ever get the chance. It looks exactly like it did back then. I've even got somewhere, what did I do with it? I bought a souvenir because I had to support them somehow. And maybe I don't know where I put it. But, yep, I got a little keychain. Is it still VHS? They do have VHS there, as a matter of fact. They have VHS there, they have DVDs mainly, because they still do want people to... They want to make money. People do have accounts at Blockbuster still here in Bend, and people do still go rent. I'll tell you what, Bend is one of those towns where if it was ever going to survive anywhere, it'd be here, because, it's just this town changed so fast, and people were still just supporting the local Blockbuster this whole time. There used to be a Hollywood Video as well, but it closed down, and Blockbuster just kept on thriving. During COVID, even, they made it. You know how they made it during COVID? They turned their building into an Airbnb. They put curtains up in an Airbnb since they couldn't open renting movies, and they figured out a way to survive that even. So they did a documentary on this place too, but I'm going to be sharing that video. I want to make sure it's really good before I post it, though. I want to put some energy and love into it. I don't want to just post like, oh, I went into Blockbuster, here's what it looked like, and then end it. So, Critter, what's a Blockbuster? Oh my God, are you too young? How old are you? You don't remember what a Blockbuster is? I hope you're kidding. My 14-year-old Shiba Inu is going or gone blind and hard hearing, and hips are bad. I hate it. Aw. Yeah, I don't want to think about that day for Zag either, man. That makes me, just thinking about Zag's day, whatever day that is, just heartbreaking. I just watched VHS 85 on Shudder. I'm confused. I don't know what that is. I know what VHS is, obviously, but... Oh, Darren, I'm so sorry. It's hard when they get older. Just love the hell out of them anyways. That's the one thing... So many animals, dogs out there do not have good lives. They don't... aren't around good humans. So... if you have a dog, and this is my responsibility with Zag, my responsibility is to make sure that she has the best life she can. So on the day that she goes, I know that I gave her a good life. I know that she had a good life. I know that she was taken care of and loved. And that's something that's something we all want to have in our lives, is to just be cared about and taken care of and loved, right? Like, that's what we're all striving for. And my dog got that. So whatever day that is, at least I'll know that, that's something I was able to give her. But they are like our children. It's just children that don't live as long as us. I treat my dog like my favorite child. Yeah, as you should. They don't backtalk like your favorite child does. The blindness hits fast for her. I think it's diabetes. That sucks. Diabetes is a rough one, man. For humans or animals. Oh, it's a movie on a streaming service. VHS 85. My 13-year-old talks about Blockbuster like it's a Wonka's factory. I talk about it like it's Sears, I guess. I don't know, I don't even know if there's any Sears left, but there's one Blockbuster. One left. She's my favorite. Just don't tell the human ones. I bet they already know. I bet you tell them all the time. I love my dog more than you. To be fair, I love your dog more than I love your kids, so I've seen pictures of your dog. Jeannie's got this dog with these, like, it's where they just look silly as fuck. Dude, they're rad. The dogs are the best. Chris, we still have a Toys R Us here? Jesus Christ. Oh my god, I bet you guys are still listening to, like, Eminem, too. You guys know that Toys R Us is just a thing of the past, right? Dang, you got me. She never seen one only in the olden days. The olden days. God, man, I am getting old. Ed says they have a Sears in Pennsylvania. I'll be damned. Maybe one day that'll be the last Sears on Earth, and they can be an Airbnb. My rescue pup Tinkerbell has epilepsy from a very bad situation. We have to give her medication twice a day for seizures. That's rough, too. I was a Sears salesman. It was an awesome job. That's cool. You're kind of aging yourself, but yeah, Sears salesman. Tito, what's up? How you doing? Uncle Jesus de Sosa. The older one used to get bent to her, but she's accepted it now. Man, my dad whooped my ass. I'll tell you what, like, it was not like, oh, the boomers just whooped their kids' ass because they were disciplined. No, my dad was like not a good dad about it, But I tried to spank my daughter once, fucking one time. I went to spank her and I did. I swatted her butt and I felt fucking terrible. Like I felt so guilty for a while. I don't know how the hell my dad did what he did, but I never spanked my kid again. We came up with other solutions. One time she was throwing a fit and I made her do a wall sit. You know what a wall sit is? When you put your back on the wall and then you just sit down, but there's no chair, but your fucking thighs are parallel with the ground. I made her do that, and she couldn't do push-ups. She wasn't coordinated enough. But I had her do a wall sit, and she's like, oh, my legs hurt. And I'm like, yeah, I know. It fucking sucks, doesn't it? And didn't leave her there long. It wasn't abusive or anything. But eventually, it got to the point where she'd go to throw a fit, like throw a tantrum or whatever, and I'd be like, you want to do a wall sit? And she'd be like, trying not to freak out or whatever. And all right, let's sit down and calm down, talk about how this feels. But I couldn't spank her after that one time. That's just me. Let's see. I have 2 dogs like Zag, Chihuahua, Min Pin Terrier crosses. Dude, dogs are rad. I love dogs. Jack says, hell, my gram walked behind a covered wagon. Dude, Jack. So that guy Thomas Audette, you guys, that is Smiling Jack. He's actually been in a couple of my YouTube videos. That one where I was like, good morning, you old fucker. And he's like, good morning, you young punk. That's him. And one time we were all sitting around smoking and joking and talking about how fucking old Jack is because he's 75, 76 years old. And he's like, well, my grandmother walked behind a covered wagon. And I fucking lost it, dude. I started laughing so goddamn hard, and I was like, Jack, you tell your mom when you see her that I played her life in a video game. Jack, you're just older than dirt, man. I'm 38. My kids remind me constantly of my age. To me, I'm fresh out of school. Yeah, dude, I'm 39. I'll be 40 in January. You guys, my birthday's in January. For those of you who want to figure out my zodiac, good luck. But I'll be 40. I'll be the great 40. That's weird. That's weird. I don't feel 40. I feel like, is it going to be like Jack? When you're 112, 25, but you're just stuck in this body that's falling the fuck apart, because that sucks. That's how I feel right now. 38 is young. Darren says I'm 40, turned 41 October 20. My kids and my 4 dogs. Lucky, man. My other pup is a purebred Scots line American Bulldog with an attitude. Dude, I love all dogs. I watched Tailspin. I'm young. I remember Tailspin. 40 is nothing. Yeah, you guys all have to say 40 is nothing because you're old, but 40's old, so you're just real old. I watched Tailspin, I babysat. Dude, Tailspin, I remember that shit. Doesn't make any damn sense. Somebody flying on the back of a plane, standing on a boomerang, like, that's silly, but I watched that shit. A retractable boomerang. Ooh, damn, burn! Burn! Old ain't bad, you guys. You know what bugs me, though, about my age and my body not doing as good? What bugs me about it is I am so much smarter today than I was back then, and I don't have the youth to take advantage of a lot of the knowledge I have now. Like, my body won't keep up. Like, my wrists, honestly, like, my wrists are going out. My wrists are fucked. I'm probably got carpal tunnel or something. It's really bad in my left one, but my right one's not great either. So, I don't know. I'm not happy about that. I got sciatica, dude. My back, I get issues with that. Old man Jack. You can ask him. I've had to borrow his fucking cane before, throwing my back out, and I'm hobbling around the Ponderosa on a cane. Like, it's just, I just wish that I had the knowledge I wish I had the knowledge of today. I guess everyone says this, but I want the body to take advantage of that knowledge that I had when I was 25, you know. Chris says, I got a slip disc and gout in my right foot, and I'm only 32. Yeah, damn. Fucker, who's old? We aren't old until we're dead. You guys are killing it. You guys might outlive me. Who knows? I wish I could work every morning. I wish that waking up wasn't painful. Like, why the fuck is waking up painful? Why am I getting up and going, oh, and everything's popping and snapping and stretching and, like, sleep is when you're supposed to heal. You're not supposed to wake up from sleep going like, ow, what did I do? Why, did I work out or something? Doesn't make any fucking sense. Mind over matter. Put the pain in the back seat and keep going. There's no other choice. Yeah, that's true. You just kind of have to fucking put up with it. I know. Like, that is your only choice. But as far as working and destroying my body, I've already done that. I'm not doing that for anyone anymore. I'm not going to destroy my body for a job. So, you need a Nectar mattress. Yeah, I don't have... You guys know my sleeping situation. The space that my bed fits into is not very wide. So the thicker the mattress I put in there, the closer to the roof I'm sleeping, and the harder it is to get in and out of that bed. So right now it's a pretty good one, but I have a futon mattress on it up there because it's the thinnest one that I could find that wasn't awful. But it would be nice maybe to get like a pillow top on top of it or something like that. Sleeping on the floor sometimes help. I don't know. I've got pretty bad back, and I don't do well sleeping on hard, solid surfaces. I will wake up like unable to move for quite a while, if I can move that day at all. I'm not old till someone hits my power button on a wheelchair. Yeah, oh man. I feel like sometimes with the back the way it is, I've had to walk on a cane many, many times when I'm in, when I throw it out. Hopefully I don't end up in a wheelchair one day, but it might end up happening. I wish I thought of not wrecking my body a little earlier and wear safety belts when needed. Is that what happened? You got injured or something? I don't know honestly how that happened. I don't know if you've ever done a video about your situation, about how you game a quad, but if you became one, or it doesn't sound like you were born that way, but that would be a pretty interesting story because I know it might be hard for you to talk about. Like, my story is hard for me to talk about sometimes, but sometimes I get in the mood to do it. But other people have been in your situation, and other people have been in similar situations at the very least. Maybe they've got advice that they could offer you, or maybe you have advice you could offer them. I know it sounds silly to have like a support group of sorts, but it's always nice for any of us, whatever situation we're going through, to know that we're not alone in that situation, or at least even if we are alone, other people have gone through that situation and are doing okay today. And maybe tomorrow is a different story, but today they're all right. That's always inspiring for us. Anybody who's gone through anything, you guys know it's true. So now I just need to link up with someone who's blown a motor and has to say goodbye to their favorite vehicle. I love this van. It's such a beautiful van. And if I feel like the best option for me right now is to replace it. It just makes more fucking sense. I've been thinking about it. Other people have been giving me advice. I doesn't if I'm gonna fix this thing, I'm gonna be stuck here all through the winter. And I mean, I know I'm hanging out inside right now, but I don't sleep in here. I sleep in the van, and it's cold. It's very cold. Um, so I getting getting down to the nitty gritty here, folks. I pulled out my 0 degree sleeping bag last night. I stayed warm. That was good. But it's just winter is coming. Like I said, the spot that I was camping in those last videos where I was fishing, it's in 3 feet of snow right now, and that's just from the last couple of days. So keeping a sense of humor with sarcasm and sassy attitude keeps me young. Oh, dude, we should just roast each other. If we ever hang out, we should just roast each other back and forth. You can make fun of my hat. I'll make fun of your curly ass hair, dude. It'll be fun. Rolled my pickup on icy roads, no belt. Dude, that's scary because I've done that. Darren, I've got a story for you guys. I think I was 20, right before I joined the Army. It wasn't long before I joined the Army. 22, 21, 22 years old. I had just moved back to Oregon. And my dad and I was dating this girl at the time, and her father was visiting from Alaska. And I've skied my entire life. I know how to ski, you guys. There's a skill that I have, but I've skied my whole life. And so had my girlfriend, and my dad taught me how to ski. Her dad taught her how to ski. So we were going up to the mountain that day. Well, my girlfriend rode with her dad up to the mountain, and I was gonna ride with my dad and meet them up there. Or maybe it was the other way around. We were going first. I think my dad and I were going first, and they were gonna go get breakfast. Anyways, on our way up there, my dad and I were driving along, and I had my window cracked a little bit, and I had my seatbelt on, but I had my window cracked, and it was starting to get cold because we were getting higher in elevation. So I take off my seatbelt, and I put on my hoodie, right? And as I finish putting on my hoodie, I'm reaching for my seatbelt, and my dad doesn't lose control, but the car in front of us brakes really hard all of a sudden because the snow started sticking to the road, and they slowed down real quick. And when my dad started slowing down, it was just too hard of a brake, and we broke loose back end and flipped over. And mind you, I was reaching for my seatbelt. So the truck flipped over, and the passenger side went up in the air, and the whole truck came down on the passenger seat where I was just sitting. Since I didn't have my seatbelt on, I got thrown out of the seat and onto the roof of the truck. And the oh shit handle on the passenger side smashed the headrest on the seat. It was a Dodge, and it was an old 2002 Dodge maybe, and it smashed the headrest, and the headrest sat about right here, where on that truck. And had I been in that seat, I'd been toast. The whole truck came down on my seat, and I got thrown out of the seat, thrown onto the roof, and then we slid on the ice for a little while. And I had to like unbuckle my dad, and we crawled out, and he was bleeding out of his head, but he just banged it a little bit. He was okay. But I tore up my shoulder. I've ripped my AC joint in my shoulder and had to be in a firm. I think I'm not an idiot. I know that they're safer. I know you should wear your seatbelt. But that day, that moment, I took my seat. Bro, that's like I can relate. Except that's crazy. Let me catch up on comments. I just ranted for a minute about my that was actually a pretty scary wreck. I've never forgotten about it. Are there any junkyards around? Yeah, there's some junkyards around, but then it's going to be the trick of finding a mechanic that'd be willing to work on it like that. Most of the mechanics want to find their own motors. They don't take a junkyard motor, and I don't have the tools here to do it, or the knowledge, to be honest with you. So, hell yeah, I'll make you cry. It'll be fun. Fuck yeah, I'm down. Let's roast each other. We could film it. I was just laid off. They offered me a severance package and uncontested unemployment. Has anyone been through unemployment? Queef, you are at the right live stream, my friend. I used to work at the employment department here in Central Oregon, and the unemployment rules are federally mandated, so they're going to be the same nationwide. So what questions do you have? I answer what I can. Some of the stuff might be unique to your state. Your state's going to have its own way of doing things, but it's going to be pretty much the same. Since you were laid off, yes, you are. You qualify for unemployment. Is they send a letter to your employer saying, hey, they filed for unemployment. Do you agree that they qualify for it? And then the employer will say, yes, I agree that we laid them off. And then every week you are going to have to check in and let them know, hey, I applied to this job. You're probably going to have 3 jobs at the very minimum you're going to have to apply for a week that shows that you're looking for work. That's part of unemployment. That's part of the requirement, is that you are looking actively for work. But most people just fill that shit in. It's not like they really check it anyways. Fun fact. So weekly you check in, and if you are looking for work and you are, in the process of not staying on unemployment, then they'll cut you a check weekly. Some states might do bi-weekly, but that's a thing that happens sometimes. But you're probably still gonna have to check in weekly. They just may not pay you until the second week. You can decide when you set up your unemployment, you can decide whether or not you want them to take taxes out. So they can do it one of 2 ways. They can make it so you don't have money taken out by the government, state or federal, until you do that at the end of the year on your own, and you basically just get a bigger check. But they do a 1099, so it is reported, and you are going to be responsible for that money. Or you can have them take it out weekly, and if you have them take it out weekly at the end of the year, you're obviously going to be able to file on that money and get that back, because it's low income, portion of that year. So do it however it is that you feel you need to do it, but that's the quick nitty gritty that you're going to have to be looking for work during that. So sorry, that's a rant. But wow, ejected. My buddy got half ejected in a roller coaster crash on a major highway, and he woke up on this road looking at the van on its side on his hips. Woke up weeks later, minus a leg. My head went out the window. Oh, this is Darren. My head went out the window, crushed my neck. Second roll, crushed shoulder. Landed back in seat, broken scapula, and crushed C4 through C7. Collapsed lungs, blew up stomach. Man, I bet that was quite the recovery, my friend. That is terrifying. I never took advantage of that. Probably should, but it's 2 years too late now. Yeah, there is a time that you have to get unemployment. Otherwise, yeah, it's a little too late. Growing up, we used to take, and by the way, you should take advantage of unemployment if you can. But you didn't pay into it. Fun fact: unemployment, the money that you're getting, is paid for by your employer taxes specifically. So they've paid into it. They've paid into that system. Growing up, we used to take old junkers and race and flip them. I learned to drive a stick and a VW Bug in an open field. I love driving a VW Bug. I used to own one. That 73 Volkswagen Super Beetle 1600. Fucking love that thing. You could get that thing to peel out anywhere. Go sideways. It was rear wheel drive. Easy to work on. Darren, glad you're still here with us. Nice to meet you. Yeah, Darren, we're all happy you're here. And we're glad that, I hope that, I don't know if you've done a video telling your story and about your recovery. I don't know if you have pictures or anything, but people would love to hear that story. I hate to say it because it's like such a personal part of you, and injuries and what you had to go through is very, very personal. But it can be very inspiring. And then look at you now. You're like, fuck it, dude. I'm going to enjoy my life in this chair and do metal detecting, do gaming. Like, if I went through an injury like that and I could still game, I think I'd have, like, at least that, being able to, I like video games. A layoff will qualify you for UI, unemployment insurance. Worked 20 years in Oregon employment as a UI compliance specialist and self-employment employment status. So basically, I worked in the employment department. Mischief Maker right there worked in the unemployment department. So unemployment department is a call center where you call. They're the ones who handle all of your payment stuff. They're the ones who you report to, not the employment department. We help you find work. They handle your benefits. So he would know a lot of this information as well. We were just under the same umbrella, but I didn't handle the benefits side of things. You're required to go into your employment department or work source or workforce, whatever they call it in your state. Each state's going to have America's Job Center, AJC Center, and they're going to have a name for it. You're going to have to go in there, make an account, and say hi to everyone, and those people will send you job options that you can go apply for. So, hey, what's up, Cote? Either good weed or allergies. It's Oregon, man. The cheap ass good weed, like really cheap. Seen some really good cheap bands on Facebook Marketplace. I've been looking, and now with this new quote from the mechanic, that sucks. I mean, it'll be ridiculous. So it can be healing and helpful, telling stories of life battle scars. Sometimes it can re-traumatize people. Some people just shouldn't be talking about their traumas, not without being in front of like an expert, professional. But some people can, and there's plenty. I'm not telling you guys about my traumas. It's not going to do it. So that's not interested. I've been right there with you. Rolled a car 14 times, bumper to bumper. Can't tell you how I got thrown out the car, but 7 days in the hospital. Zig just got here. What's the damage? Fart Sack Jack, I got a $7,500 quote. And it'll take them at least 3 months. Most of that is just waiting for the new motor to come in because they're not going to do a rebuild. They will only do a swap. I've got calls into a few other mechanics. It'll probably be cheaper, but not by much. And I'm looking at possibly other options. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. So, you worked in Salem at the main office complaint. Okay, yeah. I know where you're at. I used to have to go there. I was a lever, the local veteran employment representative. Yeah, I saw that, Cote. You're rehoming your puppies. How's that going? Has it been successful? Have you gotten some homes for them? I had a psychiatrist tell me that to seek therapy after the meds kick in. That sometimes is actually what you should do. Start your, meds. Give it 2 weeks to a month, depending on the medication. Some medications take a month for your body to adjust properly. And then medication is not just the solution. Never is just medication the solution unless you have like an infection or something. But we're talking about mental health. So medication coupled with therapy is super healthy. It's how it should be done. And it should just be a temporary tool to help you readjust your chemicals in your body and your thinking and all that stuff. So you can wean yourself off the meds and then just stick to the therapy. That's the best way to do it in my humbly but educated opinion. If you were in North Dakota, your van would be fixed already. Lost engines here. And probably mechanics that'll just do the swap. My uncle was in Vietnam. Only time he talked about it was he was wasted, and then he would get his guns out and start shooting, and he lived in a pretty big city. Fartsack says, damn, brother, cheaper to get a new van. The people are nice, the internet is not. Exactly why you should be, in front of a therapist. 7,500, wow, that's crazy, man. Why not out a used motor in it? Put a used motor in it. I would love to. I would love to put a used motor in it. First, I got to find the mechanic that'll do that. So this is just the quote that I got from this mechanic. I got calls into other mechanics. It's also the time that it'll take for them to fix it. That's another problem. For one, I don't want to be stuck here in winter. Two, I've still got to go sell my fucking truck, you guys. And I know people are going to suggest, oh, just drive your truck back up to Oregon and tow the van back down. But then I'm still got a broke-ass van, and I just spent thousands of dollars to move it to the south. It doesn't really do me any good. I'd be better off parting it out and fucking hitchhiking if I'm not going to drive the truck up here. But it would be great if I could leave here with another van, an RV, some other... I mean, I could even pull it off in a Honda Civic in a tent if I had to. But I need another vehicle to travel in, and I need to not be here in the winter. I don't want to do that. Just caught this, been building a breakfast tray. I haven't eaten today, actually. What time is it? I can't even look, it's on my phone. 1:41. Okay, I can last a little bit. Yeah, that's the problem, Chris, right there. No mechanic will touch a motor they don't know is already good to go. And so I wouldn't be able to go to a shop, is the point. Like, I'd have to go to someone who maybe has all the tools in his garage. And then I'd have to hope that he does it right, because there's a lot that can go wrong when, it's just... We don't have mechanics anymore, you guys. We have parts replacers. And they don't know how to fix the engine. They know how to replace the engine. So, mechanics, the old school mechanics, they're just not a real thing. Maybe if I got down into Mexico, I could do something with it. But unless I find that right mechanic that's just like, yo, I'll rebuild that one, because I would need a new crankshaft bearings, and then they'll have to bore out the cylinders, I think, a little bit, so to make everything fit again, or bore out something. They'll have to, maybe the crankshaft, something like that. I'm not a mechanic, you guys. My friends are derby drivers. We used to switch engines in a day. Well, you know how much the tow bill would be to get it out to you? Probably as much as it would cost to just replace it here. Cote, if my home was bigger, I'd have more fur babies. I'd like one and spoil the hell out of it too. I love animals. We all love animals. Shade tree. What kind of truck? I've got a 2013 Chevy Silverado 1500 that I'm trying to also sell. That's my truck. My van is 84 Dodge, and it's a 250, the B250. Yeah, see Dave. Everyone's talking about Dave. Dave's not here, man. He was here. I don't know if he's still here. Yeah, of course Cote is a mechanic. Can't you see that wrench right there in front of her name? She's like, yes, we can. Yeah, if I have to hitchhike back down south from Zaganai, that's exactly what I'll end up doing. Maybe that's last ditch effort. Maybe I'll call Caveman and have him give me a quick rundown on how to hop a train. But I'm not going to be here all through winter. I'm going to promise you guys that right now. I'm not doing that. Yeah, Dave is out east. Elaine says, I have a 1999 Ford E350 shuttle bus with everything to build it out, but I need a truck. Well, I have a truck for sale. I got a truck for sale. Do you know how to reach me on social media? I have an Instagram, I have a Facebook. If you look at the description of this video, it'll have my link tree. In fact, my link tree is posted in the live chat right now at the top. It's pinned. And in there, I'll have my social medias. If you get a hold of me, we can talk truck, and I'll give you a good price. I'm ready to sell it. I'm interested in selling. I have an on-hand mechanic, Colorado own manager of his own shop. Dad gets 24-hour service. Yeah, I wish I was somewhere where I had like a mechanic on hand like that. Hey, what's up, Gypsy? Morning, folks. No internet all morning. Well, you're here now, and that's what matters. Welcome to the live stream. And if you guys see, Gypsy is one of my road dogs. That's why their name is a different color. Got that cool icon. That means they went to my channel and they hit the join button every month. They've dedicated, $5, $10, $30 to me, to my channel as a donation, and that just helps support me. I've also got merch if you guys want to support me. If you can't send money but you want like a hoodie or something with my logo on it, go check out my merch. I'm hoping to add some more merch to it. I want to put a Miles of Smiles, hoodies and shirts and stuff on there too. But I've also got stickers. So go check that out. I do get a cut of that, so that helps out my channel, of course. And it helps me out. So maybe help get me back on the road a little faster. I am starting to get hungry. What should I have for lunch? My son is a CO owner. A ranch, wow. Elaine, you're in Oklahoma. My truck is in Los Angeles area. Genie, that's what I say every year it snows here, yet here I am. Yeah, well, I'm not doing that. Get the shuttle bus. No, they're building out their shuttle bus. I don't think they're selling it. Does the shuttle bus have a handicap ramp? There you go. I have all the tools to build out bus, stove, oven, bed. Oh, you want to trade? I see. No, I really do need money for the truck. I wish I could trade it, but I'm still paying on the van, so it's a weird situation. But I really do need the money for the truck so I could finish paying off the van and then figure it out from there. But the truck already has dedicated direction for the cash. Happy Friday the 13th. Yep, that's right. That's right, Fairy Pot Mama is happy Friday the 13th. It is the devil's day or whatever. I don't know, bad luck day. But I don't know. I'm not having no bad luck today. Hi, Gene. Rocking the green bling all the way. And you guys can rock the green bling too. You just gotta hit that join button. Send me $5 a month. Cancel any time. Honestly, it's not gonna hurt my feelings, but it'll make your little icon cooler. And you'll also, sorry, I should have told you this before, but you do get the benefit of getting early access to any of the videos that I make. If we get enough people, I'll start doing members only live streams as well. So far we've only got a few subscribers to it, Gypsy being the first one, I believe. And yeah, if we get more, we'll do members only chats, and you'll get early access to videos. But all my videos will eventually be posted to everyone. So plus part out the van, put in shuttle bus. Yeah, Elaine says you want to sell. You want to sell the handicap side door. Well, maybe you could talk to Darren there. If it's got the handicap ramp and everything, maybe you ought to talk to him. Oklahoma. I got family in Oklahoma. Thought you owned the right out. Okay, guys. I do own both outright. They're in my name. I own the truck outright. I own the van outright. But I borrowed money from a friend to pay for the van, with the promise that when I sold the truck, that money would go to him. And since it's been so long, I'm now making good faith payments to him every month. But I've still got to sell the truck and pay him back for the money I borrowed for the van. And now the van's broke down. So I've also got to get out from under that. That's where I'm at in life, stumbling through it the best I can. But that truck I need money for it. So I wish I could just trade it. I would be out of this situation. I would use the truck, sell it, and pay for the van, but that's just not how I work. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna do exactly what I told him I would do with the truck. It's just right now no one's buying fucking vehicles, and then one thing after another, the truck, if you guys remember, I paid $500 to have a detail. They got hit by a fucking, in the parking lot of the detail shop. I had to go through insurance to get that fixed, and then I took it to Quartzsite trying to sell it, blew 2 tires while I was there, and then I had to fight to get the fucking new tires. There's nowhere to buy tires in Quartzsite. And then I got bad tires on it, had to replace those. It's just been one thing after another with this truck, and now I'm broke down up in Oregon. When I was on my way back to the truck to go take care of it. Engine blows on the van. So that's the life that I'm living right now. I know it would be just as easy to just sell the truck, pay for the van to get fixed, but it's just not that simple. I just tuned in. What's the word on the van again? I got $7,500 quote from a mechanic, and that's like the high end of the quotes that I've gotten. So I bet you I could get it for cheaper. If I could find a mechanic that would rebuild the motor, it would still be like 3 months, 4 months to get done. I'd be stuck here. So anyway, you smoke, it's all pretty good. I mean, yeah, that doesn't, I wish smoking fixed the problem. This thing would be done forever ago. Boys from Oklahoma roller joints all wrong. You could, yeah, Darren, you could come to Slabs if you got that, if you've got that, that shuttle bus. That'd be dope. No ramp, just doors. Ah, I see. Believe it or not, where I'm at in Canada, an hour north of Toronto, Ontario, I'm at the same latitude as Corvallis, Oregon. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Yeah, America's not shaped like you think it is. You look at it on a flat map. Dave's not here, man. Yeah, you caught that. Has Nemo landed yet? I don't know. Is he on his way back? Where's he headed? That mechanic must be smoking that good shit. It's one of those. So they're not. Most of the cost, I think, is going to be the motor itself. They're, first of all, not going to do a short block swap. They would only do a long block swap, so they'll replace the whole motor, even though the short block is all I would need. Then it's the labor is what they're fucking charging me for. And this is one of those like really established shops. I don't think it's a chain, but I think it's one of those ones been around forever. If I found a smaller shop, I'm sure I could get it cheaper. But then I just, most shops aren't gonna let me use like a engine rebuild kit off of Amazon. They're not gonna let me use an engine out of a junkyard. Like, they're not gonna touch a motor unless they know it'll work, because if it doesn't work, that means I'm going back to their shop, blaming them for it, like when it could have just been bought that way or something happened. Anyways, most of them aren't mechanics anymore. You guys, you older folks know exactly what I'm talking about. They're part swappers. They're not exactly mechanics. So I had worked on my camper. They changed $185 an hour. They charged $185 an hour. That is insane. But camper, I guess, yeah, they could charge more for that. Those shuttle buses, I mean, I'm surprised it's not selling. Yeah, Jack knows. Jack says facts. Well, yeah, they're not mechanics anymore. In fact, Jack, you'll understand this. What they suspect happened to my van, since the engine was just messed with not too long ago, was that when they put the rings in, the piston rings in, they didn't stagger the holes in the rings. So it burned up a bunch of oil and threw that fucking bearing. Because I did an oil change right before I left Torrance, before I left LA and headed up here. So burning up that much oil that fast, that's really the only thing they could think of. So PD 409 to have alternator replaced in the Dodge. Paid $409. Yeah, alternator's a pretty quick fix. But that's my update, you guys. You guys got me for about another 5 minutes or so. Don't forget, you guys can donate. I'm gonna have my Blockbuster video up hopefully within the week. I did some cool filming there. I got a good video, probably about 20% edited, and gotta perfect it and like soften the corners, you know. So you will miss the season in the slabs. I don't know, Wanda. I don't know. I'm not sure what tomorrow is gonna bring. I'm just trying to get through today, honestly. Like I feel spread very thin. I feel spread very thin right now. So, trying to keep up my miles of smiles, but it's tough when you're not going no miles. So, say the oil in older vehicles takes zinc or blends too for the oil. So putting new stuff for a new engine could work, but the rest of the system might not take it so well. Yeah, I was using not synthetic. I was using just regular oil. Also, I'm at Jimmy John's watching a breakup, and she's going, "It's not my fault, it's yours." Yeah. I fucking think I've heard that before. I think I've said that before, too. Yeah, Zag, I have a cool van, needs power steering pump. It's a Dodge Caravan. Wish you all the best, bro. Thanks, Tito. I'm lucky to have a family full of backyard race car drivers. All of them are mechanics, lots of shops and garages for me to go in. I definitely have, yeah. I think I know who you told that to, Cote. That dude's not even in slabs anymore. You need a new gearbox. Well, I'll trade you my gearbox for your engine, because I can afford to replace a gearbox. I've been driving a $500 shitbox PT Cruiser for no power steering for a year now. Fuck yeah, bro. Doing it Canadian style. We don't fix our power steering, we just muscle through it. Miami Lens needs a steering gearbox. Have a fantastic weekend, everyone. Hey, thanks for everyone for being here. Don't forget you can subscribe monthly to my channel with $5. You can buy a sticker. You can go just wander through my videos and hit share. If you guys go to my video or my channel and grab the video that you like the most and just share it to your Facebook, your Instagram, whatever. Show people what I'm about. That would help me too, because the more views I get, the more money YouTube gives me. So, windows of travel will closing soon. Also, no, I'll hitchhike through the snow to get the fuck out of the snow if I have to. Take a Greyhound, whatever. I'm not gonna be here in the winter, you guys. You know what I'm gonna be doing is working on that VA stuff that I've been talking about. So, and if you've been following me, you know what I'm talking about. I gotta go take care of some VA shit, so that's gonna be my goal. But thanks for being here. Slabs wasn't a good place for him, to be honest. He deserves a chance at normal. Yeah, he deserves it. He deserves a jail cell. Have a fantastic weekend, everyone. Deuces. Good night from Portugal. Portugal, good people. Portugal. You guys used to rule the world. That too. Stay safe, Zig. Peace. Thanks, Fartsack. Take care, Mischief Maker. Nemo lands in LA this weekend. 6 months. Walking Europe penniless. Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, Nemo killed it. I'm so happy for him, man. He went to Hawaii not too long ago, but didn't last as long as he did in Europe. So it'll be good to see him again if I get the chance to. But we'll see. I wish Nemo all the luck in the world. If you guys haven't had a chance to check out Nemo's channel, that's Nemo Nos, Nemo space Nos. He just went and backpacked through Europe. Yeah, go check out his shit. He does pretty fun live streams, and just a small YouTuber. Oh, I miss you guys too, Cote. I miss you guys too. I wish I was able to see you down there. I know you guys were headed that way, so I was pretty bummed about that. Hope it gets easier somehow. Me too. It will. I'll pull through this. You guys, this is temporary. But as always, miles to smiles.